Ciao a tutti and welcome to Venice Talks, a podcast series dedicated to Venice in Italy. I'm your host, Monica Cesarato, a Venetian food and travel blogger. Join me as I share my insider knowledge to help you explore Venice at 360 degrees. In this weekly podcast, we'll dive into the heart of a city, uncovering hidden stories and connecting with the people who make Venice unique. The artisans, the writers, the fashion designers, the bloggers, the journalists, and more. Let's break free from cliché and discover the true essence of Venice, not just the monuments, but the vibrant people, the Venetians. Experience Venice the right sustainable way. You can find me on my blog at www.monicacesarato.com and across all social media platforms. Enjoy the episode and let's journey through Venice together. Welcome back to Venice Talks, Season 4, Episode 13. Hi everybody, welcome back to Venice Talks. Today, my special guest is a beautiful, talented person who I met a few years ago during one of the worst period of human history during COVID. And she's still going strong as ever. And it is Sara Cattani, who is here to present us with not one, but two projects that she started lately. And I'm very happy because she's one of those people that I really, truly admire because she is one of the few people in the world that matches my energy. Ciao, Sara. How are you?
Ciao, Monica. Thank you for inviting me, first of all, and thank you for the kind introduction. I'm fabulous. Thank you. I'm fabulous.
See? I told you she matches my energy. What did I say?
I'm happy to be here, and I'm grateful for this space so that we can have this little chat together. Thank you.
You know, Sara, before we go into the talk and the interviews and stuff, I realized something. We need to do something again together, me and you, because your level of positive, my level of positive, put together, we're going to blow up Venice.
Yes, we can blow up Venice or kill each other, one of the two.
No. We're way too positive. We're way too positive and way too much respect for each other to get to
Absolutely. That's a good idea.
I think we go to a point where we go like, oh, okay, let's step back for a minute and then we can start again. Anyway,
yes.
Let's start talking about two projects, one which is called Stagin Alive and one that is Atelier Le Boudoir. Tell us first who you are.
Yes.
Tell me why you got into, because she's multi-talented, okay, and she's an actress, a singer, you name it, she's done it. And tell me everything. Go on, you start.
So, well, my personality is, as you said, very colorful and multitasking and multi too much.
multi everything.
So I've always been at home on stage ever since I was a kid. So I pursued acting, theater, not in cinema, but in theater and dancing and singing at different levels, with different intensities and frequency throughout my whole life. And it's been my passion number one. Being musical theater, my ultimate geek love, the deepest of my heart since forever. And I never pursued it professionally.
Mm-hmm. Which is a pity, I got to say, because I had the luck to see you on stage.
Thank you.
And trust me, you're good.
Thank you.
You are really good. And I got to say, you're wasted here. Yeah, you are. Okay. You should be much somewhere else. I mean, okay, between me and you, but that's my opinion. Okay, that's my opinion.
Of course. I mean, I've been going back and forth, should I pursue that? Should I not pursue that? But in all in all, in life, then life happens, and things change, and you grow, you move. I had a beautiful experience when I went to live in Costa Rica for 5 years because I wanted a different life. And believe me, I found a different life. Way more than I thought and expected. I found a company of kids and teenagers that were doing dancing, and once a year they were putting together musicals in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of the jungle. Okay. So I joined for various reasons. I'm not going to bore you with that, but with my background in theater and in dancing and singing, I joined the Crazy Club, and we put together productions for 3.5 years. We put together musicals and dance shows with the kids in the community. It was amazing, and I had the opportunity to see the beauty of production because I'd always experienced stage, being on stage, but not knowing much of what it entails to be just backstage and creating. So using that part of creativity as a scope. Okay. It was amazing. It was amazing, and I brought that joy back with me when I returned to Italy. And after COVID, after I went back to my previous theater company, which suffered a lot through COVID and through the loss of our former president, director, and the heart of the company.
Here in Venice, of course. Yes.
Here in Venice, yes, here in Venice. The theater company is called La Bautta Fulvio Saunere. It's an historical theater company, which plays mainly plays from Goldoni. But we were like almost ready to close it, and but we pulled up the sleeves and said, okay, let's rebuild this. And we did that. So at a certain point, I said, okay, I have all this background. I still don't know what I want to do when I'm a grown-up.
Because you're young.
Of course.
You're young.
Yes.
But you're not that young.
Not that young.
You're not
okay.
18. Okay, let's throw in there. You're not 18. That's
no, not 18.
You're not 18. Okay.
No, not even close. So, so I said, okay, why don't we transform this into a job? Let's try. And that was the idea when the idea of Stagin Alive started to take form.
Okay.
So Stagin Alive, apart from the obvious choice of the name that says exactly what we want to do,
which is a beautiful name, by the way.
Right? Isn't it cool? I'm very happy. I'm very proud of that name.
Did you come up with the name?
Yes.
See, I knew it.
Yes, because we were thinking about performance and the coming out of COVID with that in mind, and the upcoming presence of artificial intelligence. I mean, there's nothing like live shows.
Absolutely.
Period. Whether it's theater, whether it's reading poems or live music or dancing, you name it, there's nothing like it. There's nothing like it. So
it is a feeling. It is the sensation, the emotions that you get when, because every performance, even though every night is the same performance, but it's never the same performance, because every time you can go and watch a show 10 times in a row and it's never the same,
which is refreshing, right?
I know, because the actor might have a bad day, might have a good day, might have an excellent day, and it's amazing. Anyway, sorry, I stopped you. Go on, carry on.
No. I fully agree with you. So we wanted to stress the interest of for the love of live performance, which is not like a unique thing, but in our city, I feel that there are so many realities, so many niches of any kind of thing, but musical theater is not there.
Yes,
for instance, and it's a type of entertainment that sometimes, I'm not saying always, sometimes is regarded as a minor type of performance because it tends to be like light-hearted or
I want to stop you there for a second.
yes.
Isn't it funny that we have this attitude towards something that was the birth of theater in Venice?
I know.
Because
Which
that's
is
what
the
the
origin
original,
was operetta. So
exactly. And it was, how many theaters used to be in Venice at one stage, and they were for the poor people,
yep.
and isn't it funny how we get, okay, back to
Well,
the story.
it's funny, and also sometimes I feel maybe they're not against it. Maybe just it's something newer for Venice, and
Old new.
no, but nobody maybe thought of digging deeper in that direction.
Yeah.
Quite honestly, we haven't done like market research to see if that was feasible or not. So we are that out of our mind crazy, okay?
But sometimes you need to be like that, because sometimes if you do too much research and too much digging, and then you go, oh, maybe we shouldn't do it. Instead, that way you just go fresh, no problem. You
exactly.
go. Yeah.
And you just go.
Yeah.
And you just go. Then obviously you have to meet with numbers. But
of course.
But at the end of the day, we wanted this to be our playground.
Okay, so Stagin Alive is a project to bring musical
new forms of entertainment in Venice for a public that is like us. So our target is
everybody.
Me and my partners. There's three of us, Nicola and Ludovica, who, by the way, are my theater companions.
Okay.
So we moved a part of what we did into the theater company. That's an amatorial theater company. And we said, okay, let's make it happen professionally. So we are theater buddies and friends.
So at what stage are you now? Have you found a location? No, actually, before the location, have you found the play, the musical and the idea, the script or something? Are you already there? You're getting there? Oh, okay.
Not even close. Well, let's put it this way.
I'm very happy that I'm speaking to you right at the beginning, because when you're going to become famous with this thing in a few years, because it's going to take you a year, maybe, or two. Yes. Okay. All right. I can say I was the first one that actually interviewed them and believed in them. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well,
and
I have to tell you.
Red carpet.
Remember. Red carpet for me. Okay. Well, thank you for the support. And I have to say that ever since we started moving things in this direction, we found so much enthusiasm in people around us.
I know, because it's a beautiful idea.
I know, but normally, I mean, I don't know. In my experience, I got I got surrounded by many naysayers, and this actually just Stagin Alive as an idea, as a project, got so much interest from all kinds of people. So this gives us enthusiasm, and we're trying to transform it into a step-by-step project, which we're working on. But at the same time, after 6 months since we were open. Stop,
because you're already going on the next project.
Okay.
Don't rush. Let's talk about this one as well.
Yes.
Personally, I just ask you a question. When people go to London and go to New York, what is one of the main things that generally people like to do? If they stay, let's say, in London for more than 4 or 5 days, or the same in New York?
Well, they go to theater. They go to see musical theater.
Exactly. They go usually to see Cats when he was, or over different, kind of musical show. So why? And it's something that everybody can go and see. It's not, Fenice, beautiful as it is, you do need to like classical music.
Yes, you need to love opera, of course.
Exactly. You need to have a kind of understanding. Otherwise, you go, you see, and I'm sorry to say, you do fall asleep because it happens.
You may.
Yeah,
I'm not a fan of opera myself, which doesn't mean that I don't respect it. I think
exactly.
it's majestic.
Yeah.
But it doesn't speak to me. Okay, so
brava.
just
Sì.
it doesn't speak to me.
Sara, I think has ADHD on us. That's why it's not pumping enough. Okay, but musical. If you think about it, I mean, one of the best experiences I had in England is that during Christmas they always do this the pantomimes. Okay, and it's so much fun, and it's a mix of music, of fun, and and it's one of the best. I mean, I think musical, you can always pick one that you will go, you're gonna like. So I think,
one for
and
everybody.
Venice above all. Oh my God, I can just see you taking all the plays of Goldoni and transform them into musicals. Oh my God.
Yeah, I mean, the ideas are endless. But one of the things that we are dreaming of, first of all, before producing something ourselves, which is already in the work, by the way.
Good.
There's a music, an original musical that has been already written. We just need to put music. It was written by Nicola, and I'm not going to anticipate anything.
No. Let's not say anything. You're going to come back and tell us all about it.
Yes, absolutely. I personally consider it a work of art, and I'm very proud of him. Because he's an amazing writer and he has a mind that is like always on fire. So I'm very, very happy and proud of this. And we want to have the touring companies come here. Because they are touring, especially international touring companies coming from the West End. They're now finally coming to coming to Italy. They go to Milan, to the Arcimboldi, they go to Trieste, the Rossetti, they go to Turin, to Rome. But for some reason, they haven't come here yet. That's one of our first ambitions. We want them to come here. Because we want also to show that there is an actual interest for musicals and not only like okay, we don't need more tourists. No. But what I do normally when I see that there's a musical that I want to see in Trieste, in Milan, I travel to go see them. I go to London, for God's sake, to see them. At least once a year, I take a 2 or 3 days trip and I only go to theater. So it's something that people like me would do. Why not here?
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
So it creates a different kind of audience. And I want to believe also a different kind of tourism.
Yeah. And it connects you also, it gives work to other artisans, to other, because of course when you run a theater, when you run a show, obviously you have all the connecting people working with you, from the costume makers, stage makers, and the musicians and so on, which bring us to your second project. You see, that's why I was trying, you were rushing, I was trying to lead you there.
Thank you for leading me, because I'm a ADHD myself.
Oh, I know.
So I could open 100,000 parentheses and then close them after an hour.
Sara, it takes one to know one.
To know one. Yeah.
Trust me. Okay, so let's talk about your second project, which is connected to this, but goes back in a way from a long time, because what you're doing connects you to something that when I met you, you were already involved with them. Is part of your history and so on. So tell me all about it.
The part of the soul of Stagin Alive is Atelier Le Boudoir, which came along when the historical, amazing, beautiful Atelier Pietro Longhi in Venice, which is one of the official ateliers of the Venice Carnival.
I'll stop you a second. they interview them in the first season. So I cannot remember now which episode, but if you go back, guys, to the first season, you will see the interview with Raffaele Dessì, who is the PR, designer, marketing, whatever, so everything of Atelier Pietro Longhi. Okay,
yes.
go
And
on.
Francesco Brigi, who
Oh, yeah,
of course he is he's
The founder.
the founder, the hands and the head
Yeah.
behind each work of art, and Anna Zappella, who is the beautiful hat maker. An amazing, incredible woman with magic hands. So
Yes.
apart from being dear friends of us, because we've been friends ever since I was a teenager, because the theater company that I belong to always and exclusively used the costumes from Atelier Pietro Longhi. So it's a 30-year-old friendship.
That's the reason why they do that, because
Yes.
the difference from the Pietro Longhi Atelier compared to the other, costume makers is that it's an historic costumes, very historic costumes. So they're very careful on the details of,
Yes. The philology,
yes,
and the accuracy, the historical accuracy.
Yeah,
but there's
from
also a part
from the buttons to the materials to the design. I remember we were doing. I was an extra in a documentary for Vivaldi.
Oh yeah,
and they were they were using their costumes. And I remember that the first thing they said to us, because, everybody was going, oh, I'm going to wear these earrings, I'm going to wear that necklace. And they said, no earrings, no necklaces. Go, why
no,
not?
nothing.
Because unless they're very plain and blah, 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 because in that period, that's not what you would have seen. Oh, darn. But that was interesting that they said. I like that they were so careful, very, very careful on this.
Absolutely. And there are different layers to this, meaning if you are doing a documentary where philology is requested 150%, so historical accuracy is mandatory, it's absolutely one thing. Another thing is to provide playful, amazing, gorgeous pieces of art for carnivals or other parties where you can play with fantasy a little more. And so, yes, it's still a work of art. Yes, it's still historical accuracy, but not as strict as it would be or maybe also in the reenactments. You need to be historically accurate. So what we are trying to do now, because we are now the official rental of the Atelier Pietro Longhi costumes. So we took that on. And that's why we called ourselves Le Boudoir, because it's like we are the changing room, the little the
closet,
little intimate space,
the little closet.
Exactly, we are that little intimate space where you can come and play with the beauty of their costumes.
Where's the boudoir? Where is it?
Le Boudoir is now on the side of Campo della Bragora, in Castello. It's Salisada del Pignater, which is an area that's surrounded by actually other artisans. You remember where the clay heart is, with the sottoportico with the clay heart?
Yes,
exactly. You come out of that and it's right on your right hand side. We're not open yet, but we will be in September.
Okay.
So we're still getting ready. It was a long process. I'm not gonna.
Well, I can imagine.
Yeah, but and also because we were in another location beforehand.
Also because lately the atelier, for logistic reason, I remember a couple of years ago, they had to move away from Venice because of space. So they had to bring back everything now.
Exactly. So sartoria, the tailor making of both dresses and hats moved back to the mainland. Also after the Acqua Granda, they got scared.
See, I remember that it was a question that we start saying because I remember going to the atelier when we were still here in Venice.
Yeah.
I remember beautiful, but it was really small. It was really cramped. And they said to me, we had way too many costumes. It was impossible to store them, and it was more logistic. I mean, I remember Raffaele telling me that they were very sad about doing it, but at the same time, you have to respect also the costumes, because
Yes.
look how much
So
it takes to do just one.
Absolutely. So now the works of art of Francesco are back in town, and we are very proud to be doing this. And so Stagin Alive and has Atelier Le Boudoir as a branch, so to speak, that has a completely different target.
Of course.
Of course, because we have the luxury market, because of course it's not for everyone.
Well, let's say it is for everyone, as long as you put enough money away.
And yes, so knowing how life goes,
we know, right, lately, yes, okay,
we know that maybe it's not for everyone.
Okay,
so it's a different target. But
so for one thing I want to clear for people that are listening, yes, I know it is true, you can find other costumes around, maybe at a cheaper price to rent, but I had the pleasure to wear one of it. I mean, the displeasure, because it was very uncomfortable, unfortunately.
Oh my God.
Well, no, you know what I mean. It was a corset. No, not even the corset. The corset wasn't the problem. It was, what do you call it, the cage. Oh my God, Jesus. I was digging into my thighs and whatever. Okay, and it's not because the costume wasn't done well. The costume was perfect. It's just the way they worked in those days. Simple as that.
Exactly. So we're not used to that kind of discomfort anymore.
Exactly. Thank God. I had the pleasure, to wear one of the costumes, and oh my God, the quality, as it was like wow. Then I had the opportunity to see costumes around, cheaper versions, whatever we're talking about on another, guys, there is a reason why, yes, such a cost. But if you want to have it's always the same thing, it's about quality. You want to have a great real experience. I mean, if you want to just have an hour, whatever, fine, okay, go for the cheap. But if you want to have something nice, you have to pay, like everything in life.
Okay? Yeah. If you understand the process behind each dress, which is a unique piece, then you understand why they are pricey, of course.
And how long it takes, and the cost of the textile they use, and the fabrics, and so on.
And the work. It's most of the details are sewn by hand, because sometimes in certain parts they have to be sewn by hand. So I mean, it takes a lot. It takes a lot of art.
Are you gonna be? Is this rentals gonna be available all throughout the year, or just for the period of Carnival?
No, all throughout the year. And Carnival is obviously the busiest time of the year, but we work a lot with event companies that make special events for clients, corporate, private parties, you name it, and also individual rentals just for the pleasure of it. We do photo shootings. We are trying to merge the soul of Stagin Alive, wanting to create a special entertainment experience. In this, yes, they work together as souls, so to speak, to bring that idea into the quality and the experience for the atelier, so that we are creating, I don't like to call experiences, let's call it that, which is very popular these days.
Yeah, it's a bit, how can I say, we went from visiting, and now is this piece, all this, but you give the idea. Yeah, you give the idea. So it's not just about coming, eating, and going.
Exactly. No. And I like to consider it like a slow food of craftsmanship. Okay,
Of course, of course.
it's something that we don't want to do in a rush. We want people to feel and understand and having fun. You
So,
have no idea how many people, especially during Carnival, walked in saying, okay, I don't really know if I want to do this. I've never worn this before. I feel uncomfortable. And I said, okay. And like in all things in life, these were the people that went out the happier.
you
Because
know
they
what?
had no idea. You go back to being a kid.
I know. You know what? Okay, so just to compare also the difference the way we approach here in Italy and maybe in other part of the world. So to give you an example, I went to Korea last year,
Wow.
and okay, let's not go there. Okay, beautiful. Oh, I'll stop here. So anyway, went to Korea, and one thing they do is when you go and visit the royal palaces, okay, you can rent a costume, historical costumes. There go a lot of shops around,
Mm-hmm.
nicer, worse, like here, good quality,
Mm-hmm.
bad quality, whatever. But the idea is that if you rent an historical costumes, you enter the royal palace for free, which is
Wow.
fantastic. So apart from the historic costume is really fun and very comfortable, I got to say. What for me, the best part was that we're walking with our group all dressed up, like going like little kids, as you say, with
Yeah.
these long skirts, blah, 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 blah. And all of a sudden, a bunch of Korean women in historical costumes themselves. But of course, they weren't from Seoul. They probably were from some other part of the country. They were visiting as well. They came to us and thanked us because we
Oh,
were wearing the costumes. At which we looked at them and said, "What do you mean?" Because you make us proud. We are very proud to see when people wear our costumes.
this is really
And I
beautiful.
thought, which different attitude that we have in Venice, because I have to be honest, when I see people going around in Venice outside of
Of
Carnival
Carnival.
with a thing, I go like, what the hell are you
Yeah.
doing? But maybe we should change the attitude. Maybe we should change the
That would be,
attitude.
well, that would be a very long discussion about the changing attitude on many aspects. But yes, totally.
Let's not go there about
Let's not
Venice.
go there. But yes, I mean, I overheard many times the Venetians going looking at people wearing costumes off season, so to say.
Yeah, well, okay.
Going,
Now I got to
carnival is
say,
over. What are you doing? Carnival is over.
yeah. Okay, I got to say though, I get that kind of reaction when I see people wearing the cheap, horrible stuff. But when I see people walking around with a really good quality, and I can see because they're heavy, you can see the
You can
difference.
spot it. See.
It's harder to
Sure.
walk. It's
Mhm.
harder to walk in it as well. Okay.
Yes.
My first thought is, what are they filming?
Mm.
Which show are we coming out? What event is going on that I don't know? Why I haven't been invited to?
How dare they not inviting
Yes,
me to this event?
exactly. Because I got to say, okay, well, I got to say, one of my, bucket list, what do you call it?
Wishes.
Wishes is to be dressed during the regatta, to be on one of the
Oh,
boats in the
yeah.
regatta. But at the same time, it's got to be cold because, to be honest with you,
Regatta, I mean, either you are wearing like early century costumes, which in some cases can be a little lighter.
Mhm.
Otherwise, you have to
You
be
die.
highly motivated to wear
Yeah,
costumes
yeah,
the beginning of September.
yeah.
I mean, I I have the highest esteem for those
Yeah,
who do
I
it.
know, I know. And to be honest with you, I hate the heat. I know I'm gonna be fainting. So
Yeah,
I know it's not gonna happen unless I have big fans and air conditioning in the boat,
exactly.
which I don't think can happen. But
Yes.
I said that was one of my. But then again, I got to be on the documentary of Vivaldi. So let's
And
say I kind of, and it was cold as well because it
yeah.
was winter, so it was fine. We were
Well,
there.
you know something, when we happened to perform with the company during summer, it happened a couple of times
Mm-hmm.
in our history. Yes, it's terribly hot, but
Mm-hmm.
once you are in it, and once you are in the middle of the performance,
Of
or the
course,
joy
everything.
of it,
You
it
forget it.
becomes tolerable. It's not
Yeah.
impossible. So even if it's not desirable with this heat,
Mm.
I have to say that having tried it, you
Mm-hmm.
can absolutely do it.
Mm-hmm.
So
And then that's the greatest thing about Venetian dresses for women. And now I understand why they're so at the top. Everything comes out. Your neck is so free.
yeah,
But you
yeah,
breathe it. And
the
now I
neck
understand
and
why.
everything else is very free. It's very exposed. They were not afraid of showing off the
Oh,
ladies. Absolutely.
okay. Listen, Agalka, before we finish in talking about staging, I want to ask you something personal.
Sure.
Um, More actress, more singer, more dancer. Which one?
At present, more singer.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
I'm studying singing, and one of the projects that we're putting together, which actually we will start promoting very shortly, is like a show choir,
Mm-hmm.
with the intent of it's an academic purpose at first,
Okay.
and so because in Venice there are many choirs,
Oh,
so it's
yes,
not
and very good ones, and very
yes,
famous, and of
yes,
all
yes,
different
so
styles as well. They're all different styles. That's a beautiful thing.
yes, so
Yeah.
our idea is to create a group of people that are studying choral
Mm-hmm.
technique,
Mm-hmm.
and the aim is not to perform in Venice, but to produce in Venice and to go outside, which is
Oh.
it's one of the aims of Staging Alive. So we because we want to also show that Venice is a place that is still alive with a
Mm-hmm.
heartbeat.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just from Venice to Venice because of
Mm.
Venice.
Is Venice in the
It's
world?
it's Venice, and
Yes.
then out, like Venice, like in Arsenale,
Mm-hmm.
like we produce something that then can go around.
Yes. Yes.
This is
But
so
am
it's a
I wrong?
factory.
Do I remember wrong, or did you used to you use? Do you still sing in a choir? Did you
No,
used?
I
Oh.
I left I left
Ah, but you
because
used to, didn't you?
yeah,
Okay,
I
okay,
used to sing in
yeah.
one of the choirs,
Mm-hmm.
but it was too much engagement for me
Okay.
to be
Mm-hmm.
able to follow all the projects,
Of course.
because all of this is beautiful, but I still have to eat. So
Oh
I'm
yeah, you got to pay bills like everybody else.
exactly. So I am doing also another job. So
Okay.
I needed to make a choice,
Yeah.
and that was the choice. But I still go and support them. I have many friends that sing in there,
Mm-hmm.
so I am a full supporter of as many realities we can have
Of course.
that reinforce the fact that Venice is a
Sarah,
place where people live, the
I've got
better.
I got to ask you something.
Yeah.
Think about it. Tell me if he exists, and if he doesn't exist, maybe you should start thinking about it.
Okay.
Don't we have a kind of an academic association, blah blah blah, for supporting art that does all of this, that brings everybody together?
You know how many times I thought about that. So
Ah,
there
there
there there
isn't.
used
Mm,
no, there isn't. There
okay.
isn't for theater, and there isn't for live performance. I think also that each reality wants to do everything on their own, and unfortunately, I think there's a fear of losing off, or but it would be worth trying, but it's another job in itself.
Don't you think it's a bit the characteristic of Venetians of
Yes,
never being able to see
the big picture.
The big pictures, and more of the pros rather than the cons of actually working together rather than work individually, because this doesn't happen just when it comes down to performing arts. It comes down to artisans, it comes down to food, you name it. People do not go together. I think it's in the DNA of the Venetians.
Probably
in the last
you see it everywhere.
Three generations before. I think I used to, let's go back to the guilds and stuff like that. Obviously, I mean, come on, you had a guild for the musician.
Well, the big difference also, I think, is that there used to be a stronger and higher number of people live in the city. Now we are too few. So I think that everybody, or most of people, live in fear of, okay, if I take that space, there won't be space for if I don't secure myself that space, somebody's going to steal it from me. I think
which is I got to say, been there, done that. Yes. Fortunately, it happens.
Yes.
More often than not. Listen, last question. Yes. What's your biggest dream for? No, it's actually a three-part question. What is the biggest dream for Stagin Alive, for Atelier Le Boudoir, but also for Sara Cattani?
They kind of they're different answers. I'm gonna start from Stagin Alive. So my personal biggest dream, which I know is the same for my colleagues, is to produce our own musical and take it touring around at least Italy, ideally the world, because we're dreaming. Let's go with the world.
So if you need a social media manager, I'm here.
Thank you. We probably will. So I'll let you know. The biggest dream for Stagin Alive so to bring musicals as touring companies in Venice, and then to take our own production to the world. So for Atelier Le Boudoir, we would like to create our own carnival parties, design them and make them, and also find a way to bring a carnival back to the streets.
Yes, I'm with you like that. And again, I repeat it. With that, I think is a thing that needs to be done in Venice.
Yeah, 100%, and we will work on that. And then my biggest dream as a performer is to find a way to perform myself, probably in a live band or in a small group, but to do something that can be not strictly musical theater-ish, but that mixes different styles. I'm also studying belly
dancing
dance at present. I would like to study burlesque. So there are things that are moving through my head and my heart that I would like to pursue. So performance-wise, that's my biggest dream, to find my voice and be able to share it.
Wow.
So that's.
I got to say, when I saw you perform, I looked at a performance, and I look at everybody. I only was watching you. I don't know if it's because we're friends or something, but I couldn't take my eyes off. And guys, I'm into men, I'm not into women. Okay, so I throw you out there just in case people are worried. But honestly, I couldn't take my eyes off you, and I couldn't. Every time you got off the stage, I was like, "Oh, okay, when's Sara coming back on? When's Sara coming back on?" Because you have got such a stage presence, which I don't know how come you're not on Broadway right now. Okay.
Thank you. Well,
Honestly, Sara,
because I
honestly.
never even tried. That's the answer.
Shame on you. Shame on you, girl. Also because you got the looks as well. Because, by the way, she just doesn't have a stage presence. She's got the looks as well. Because she's really, really gorgeous. So, I
Thank
mean,
you.
you got it all. There is nothing wrong with you. I hate you. I hate you.
Thank you. I love you too. Thank you, Monica.
Listen,
Thank you so much.
where can we find you with Stagin Alive and Atelier Le Boudoir online?
So we have an Instagram profile for both. So we have Atelier Le Boudoir, and then we have a Stagin Alive, Stagin without the G. So it's Stagin apostrophe Alive. And but on Instagram it's all one word.
Okay,
so
fantastic.
So it's yeah. Come and see us if you want to see our beautiful costumes. Drop us a message. We are more than happy to show you around and tell you more about our dreams and projects.
And I can't wait for the musical. I really can't. I mean, get a move on. Let's make a little bit less than 2 years, and let's make it one. Come on.
Yes. Yeah. We want to make it. We want to make it happen. So we're on it. We're on it.
Thank you so much for being on the show. It's always so nice talking to you. Ciao, carissima.
Ciao. Grazie mille. Ciao.
Ciao, ciao, ciao.
Ciao.
Thank you again, Sara, for the wonderful chat. You can find Sara and her colleague at www.atelier-leboudoir.it and on all social medias with the same handle. Thank you again for listening. Venice Talks podcast is a production of Sentire Media, created, produced and hosted by me, Monica Cesarato. Follow Venice Talks wherever you get your podcast, and if you want to book a food tour or a cooking experience with me, you can find me over at www.monicacesarato.com and on all social medias with the handle at Monica Cesarato, where you can follow my adventures around Venice. And don't forget, if you love this episode, please rate it and leave a review. It's very much appreciated.